Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you my birthday book haul. So, couple things. First of all, my fan is on in the background. I'm sorry, I'm not turning it off. It's warm, and I'm also wearing a sweater in front of the ring light. You could say, oh, we'll just take off the sweater, but no, because Bobby's not wearing a bra today, so we're not going to expose everything to that. It's the middle of my fucking vacation, and I'm not putting a bra on because I'm in total zone out, like do nothing mode. So, again, sorry about the fan noise. Also, this is my second time filming this. So I filmed this yesterday where I was actually unboxing all of the books, and I hated it. I hated the footage. I was just not on my game. I was really tired. I had spent the night before with my best friend. We got drunk for my birthday, spent the night at her house, whatever. And, you know, sleeping in somebody else's bed, or, you know, a bed that's not your own. I was sleeping in her spare room. Just isn't the same. So yeah, I got shit for sleep, and then I went out to lunch with one of my other good friends that was up visiting from California, and I was not on my game. I misgendered one of my friends. I could not pronounce anybody's fucking name. I could not do synopsis or any kind of synopsis to save my life. It was a fucking mess. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, even if I were to edit this down, I can't, like, and I know better. Like, I felt so much guilt for misgendering a friend. I felt, you know, I know what their pronouns are, and I still misgendered them, and it upset me. So, like, nope, I'm going to refilm this. This is not okay. Like, we're just going to do it when you've had more sleep, you slept in your own bed last night. And so, yes, I know what all of these are now. They're all sitting right here in front of me. Hopefully now, I've never done an unboxing where I actually opened everything as they came in a pile, and I was excited for that, and there was some funny moments and excitement in that, but at the same time I was just like, I just didn't like the rest of the footage, and I couldn't really edit it down to where I didn't look like a complete hot mess and where it looked coherent. So here we are, we're refilming. So let's get into this, because my original footage was almost 40 minutes long, and I don't want this to be that long, so let's go. Okay, so first, the one thing that is non-bookish, which was a gift from Becca in the Book, so thank you very much, Becca, was a candle that was on my wish list, and it's Sunnydale Library scented, so it's by the Firefly Candle Company, and I've had these on my wish list forever. There's one that's like Jurassic Park, like the forest, but this smells amazing. Leave it to Becca to get me a candle. Nobody's surprised. It smells like what I imagine Giles would smell like. So Beth, you need to calm down. No ass slapping in my video. Okay. But like, it smells like what I imagine Giles would smell like. It smells like old books and like man cologne. It's perfect. So thank you again, Becca, for getting me the candle. And then I got this from Ash, who's also in Becca's Discord. So she got me this nice roomy Buffy sweatshirt. So this picture of Buffy and Angel was a season 2 promotional poster that I had hanging on my wall pretty much my entire teenage life. And so she got me a sweatshirt with it on it, and I adore it. And it's roomy and comfy and everything I could have wanted. I've been lounging in it for the past couple of days. So wearing it in the video. Thank you so much, Ash. And I guess we'll go into the books Ash got me, since we're talking about her already. Ash is one of my buddies in Becca's Patreon Discord. So when this came, I knew for sure this was from Ash, and she says, hope you enjoy this book. She of the pictures inside are great. So apparently Ash cannot type on her phone. Excited for the book haul. So I think she means some of the pictures inside are great. But this is book 4 in the Wolf Smut, The Secrets in Shadow and Blood. It's a Fae Guardians novel. So there are 3 Wolf Smut books. This is a vampire smut, but this is still in the same world and in the same group with the same people. I'm curious to see how it goes, because in the 3 Wolf Smut books, and the Wolf Smut is, which is just what we call it in the Discord, it's actually called the Fae Guardians. So the Wolf Smut is a really cool concept story. I've talked about them before. I've read book 1 and half of book 2. It's our world, but way in the future. There's been a nuclear apocalypse, and so humanity's kind of rebuilt itself. So there's a group that are humans that live in this city, and then there is Fae that live outside, and they're kind of a mix of human and Fae and like other elements of the world. It's really awesome. And each book, there is a girl that is from the past that is unfrozen out of this lake, and she is meant to pair with one of these Fae Guardians, and it's a really cool concept. It's a real cool post-apocalyptic rebuilding the earth kind of story with Fae, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. So this is one of the Fae Guardians, but he's a vampire, so this is his story. So I'm curious to see where this goes. Both Ash and Lamia have read all of these and are way ahead, and I'm way behind because, you know, the book slump of hell that was like 6 months for me. So because of Ash, now I own all 4. So this will go with the rest of the Fae Guardians books on my shelves. And then she got me, which will tie in because we'll go to Lamia next, because then Ash got me A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair, which is book 2 in a series, I think, or is it a trilogy, that is a Hades and Persephone smut retelling. And I've heard mixed things about it. Some people, the couple people I've seen says that it really sucks. Like it's more smut than plot, and the smut isn't all that great, and the plot is kind of dumb. Like they didn't really like Persephone. Like she was kind of whiny. Lamia made a comment that she's like, well, it's just because they're indie published. Maybe people are just, it's not as edited or whatever. But I love indie published books. So when I saw this, I'm like, why? First of all, this wasn't on my wish list. Second of all, okay, so this is book 2. Why is Ash getting me book 2? And then it kind of goes into, well, then I opened one of Lamia's and here's book 1, A Touch of Darkness. So again, this is a Hades and Persephone retelling that is super smutty, and it's indie pubbed, and I think it's present day. From I know, like, Hades has a gambling empire, and I believe Persephone makes a bet with him that she loses, and therefore she has to like be with him or something like that. Not quite sure, but it's something along those lines. So I was like, okay, well, now it makes sense why I got book 2, because Lamia got me book 3. And speaking of Lamia, we call her like the queen of the smut den, because I mean, this woman, feel bad. I kind of started her on this path and I feel really guilty about it, though she seems to love it because she goes, you know, you saved me from book slumps. This girl has read probably close to 50 fantasy romance, most of them self-pubbed books in the past like 3 or 4 months. Like that's all she's been reading. And so I got her addicted to the Face Smut, which I have yet to finish. I've only got through book 4. She's read all, 12 or 13 books. And so it does not surprise me she got me smut. And then she got me her favorite smut that she's read in the past couple of months, which is The Beast by Katie Robert. So I talked to her about it. This is book 4 in her Villain series, I believe it's called. But she writes smutty reimagining of Disney princesses, and just kind of rewrites the story. I know book 1 is like a daddy kink kind of retelling of Jafar and Jasmine. So like an age gap romance, like, and I guess they're like super smutty. Then she said there's a Ursula, like a Little Mermaid one. This is Beauty and the Beast. There is, I can't remember the other one she said. Oh, there's a Hercules, Hades, and Meg retelling one. And she explained them all in detail because they're all different types of sex. Like this one, oh yeah, the Wicked Villains. So I don't remember what exactly this one is. Oh, this one is a throuple. So it's, so Gaten, which is supposed to be like Gaston, the Beast, and then Belle, but they don't say her name. I don't know if she actually goes by Belle, but she said it was like one of the best books, smutty books she's read this year, so she had to get me a copy. Even though it's book 4, she goes, they talk about other characters in the story, but it's not imperative, like it's not spoilery, so you can read this one. And she accidentally read this one first and then backtracked and read the rest. So thank you, Lamia, for, you know, the smut pile between you and Ash. And then she got me one other thing that's not smutty because those two just can't help themselves. But she got me Later by Stephen King, which is his newest release. And this one is one of 3 that is published like for hard case crimes. So it's like they publish them like old pulp, like crime fiction of like the 70s and 80s, which, you know, the cover, and like Joyland is another one that was done this way, and The Colorado Kid. And I have a copy of Joyland. I think it's somewhere over there. My husband was reading it at one point. But this tells a story of a boy who has a single mom, and he's got these special powers which he's not supposed to talk about or anything like that. So I'm wondering if it's telekinetic, like, is this a tie into Carrie or a tie in possibly to the Institute? Because I know the Institute had something to do with that. But it's really short. I added this to my wish list. Well, first of all, Stephen King. Second of all, Vicky read it and absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one, especially since it's so short. I'll probably listen on audio. I have the audiobook queued up on Scribd, I believe. But again, thank you so much, Lamia and Ash, the queen of the smuts, for all of the smut dump, which you guys warned me you would do, and then the one non-smutty thing, and the super awesome Buffy thing. Thank you both. Then I got two books from my lovely friend Vicky from Vicky's Book Nook, excuse me. One came damaged, which kind of bummed me out, but it's fine. It's not that big a deal. And she goes, I may get a copy of this as well. We could possibly buddy read. I've been wanting to reread it since it was my first Stephen King. Happy birthday. This was not my first Stephen King. Pet Sematary was, but this was like my second or third Stephen King. I believe I read this story when I was 12 or 13, I believe, was in middle school. That's Dolores Claiborne. I love Dolores Claiborne, but I don't remember much about it. I remember reading it in middle school and absolutely loving it and liking it in the same way that I like Rose Madder, because if I remember right, there isn't really anything paranormal. It's more about real life stuff. And what I've noticed is a lot of the books he writes where he has female characters as leads, the scary shit isn't always exactly paranormal. It's usually like men doing scary shit or evil shit, and that being what causes the fear. And I tend to love those more. And I remember really loving Dolores Claiborne. Again, another one of his shorter novels. And I mean, looking at the shit, this is only 312 pages. But I remember the hardcover for some reason being thicker. So I'm reading the back and it kind of jogged my memory. So this is about Dolores, and she works for an elderly lady who passes away, and Dolores comes under suspicion, like maybe she killed her because the woman is very wealthy and she was her caretaker. And it was brought back to like 29 years before when her abusive husband mysteriously vanished or died. And I remember bits and pieces and kind of how it kind of came together, but I really want to reread it, and I can't wait to reread it. That's why I added it to the list. So, yeah, I will definitely buddy read this with Vicky. Not sure when, but thank you, Vicky, very much for getting me this. I don't know if you noticed, but I moved my leg and there was a peek a knee. So if you're on Becca's Discord, sometimes in this house I also wear no pants. So, especially when I'm filming, because you can only see me from like tits up. So, and the second book that Vicky got me, which when I knew it's been on my wish list for a while, I added it to my wish list because of her. And I knew the second she got on there to buy me a birthday gift, this was probably be one of them. And I was right. And she said, oh, did I not put it in there? Oh, I thought it was in here. Oh, no, that's because this one didn't have an Amazon. It had a big sheet of paper with the gift note on it, but not like a small one I could put in here. So it got tossed. But I know this was one of her favorite books of last year or earlier this year. I can't remember. But that's The Devil All the Time by Donald Ray Pollock. I know this is like a thriller horror novel. Middle America, I think it's Ohio. A whole bunch, yeah, somebody dies. There is guy sacrifices animals and shit. There's a kid being bullied, like kind of middle America with some sinister shit. I'm all for it. I know they made this into a movie. But Vicky really loved this. So if she loved it, I probably will too. We tend to have the same taste in horror novels. So I'm really excited to get to this one now that I finally have it. I also have this audiobook queued up. So again, thank you, Vicky, for this one, because this one I've been waiting to read for quite a while. So next, my sister got me a $50 Amazon gift card for my birthday, and so she's like, go buy books with it. So of course I did. So the first one I bought was a pre-order, which it comes out July 20th, so it should be here in just under a week. And that's the new Karen Slaughter. So False Witness by Karen Slaughter. So this one I am super excited to read. Of course, it's Karen Slaughter. It's her new standalone. I need to catch up on her Grant County series, and I have not read any of the Will Trent, but I loved Pretty Girls was my favorite. The Good Daughter was okay. False Witness seems to be kind of on the vein of Good Daughter, just a little different. It's about a woman who is a lawyer and she's doing really well in her life, and she gets this special case like dumped on her lap, and it could totally make her career. But the guy that she'd be defending chose her purposely, and it's for like a rape and murder charge, I believe. And he chose her purposely because he knows her from back in the past. And there's something happened in her childhood. Kind of goes from there. Kind of gives me Good Daughter vibes. So hopefully we'll see how it goes. I haven't read any reviews or anything, but I pre-ordered it because I'm really excited to read it because new Karen Slaughter. And it can't be as bad as Pieces of Her. That novel was a fucking trash heap. So hopefully this kind of goes back into her the Good Daughter and like Pretty Girls days. And with that gift card, I also got 2 more books. The first one I got was because it's one of Jade from JD Ray Reads. It's one of her favorite books or series. And I've been wanting to read it because everybody's really liked it. And that's The Traitor's Blade by Sebastian D. Castell. This is a fantasy. All I really know, and I kind of want to go in blind, is that it's like these guys, it follows these guys that used to be like guards, or they're disgraced guards or something like that. And there's a whole bunch of political intrigue and they're trying to save a girl. Typical like fantasy stuff. But I'm excited because I've heard nothing but good things about these series. And I have this one also queued up on audiobook ready to go on Script. So I'm excited because I was like, ooh, well now I get free money. So hopefully, of course I should not probably need to be starting another series, but hopefully I really like this one because it's hard to find good fantasy series for me that I tend to really enjoy. So hopefully this one is a winner. Then I also got a book that is been talked about a lot on YouTube lately. It's kind of getting some traction. It's Goodreads score is like a 4.72 or something. So really high. I heard about this in depth from Bethany on her channel's Beautifully Bookish Bethany. It's a mouthful. I love watching her videos because she reads so fucking much. But she had nothing but good things to say about this and rated it 6 stars, which is like favorite of the year. And that's the Jasmine Thrown by Tasha Suri. So this one I had to have. It is thick. I did not realize it was this fucking thick. It's almost 600 pages. Oh, and it's a series, of course. Of course, it's the start of a new series. So like 533, but the typeface is pretty big. But this is a huge chunk of a book. So this is a sapphic fantasy. So this is about, the main character is, I think she's supposed to be like queen or ruling her kingdom, but her brother is awful and kind of disposes of her, like usurps the throne, puts her up in this tower, and she's not allowed to come out. And there is another female who comes up and like waits on her and brings her food and shit like that. And they kind of develop a romance, but the servant girl also has like some secret magic or something like that. So it's kind of like them getting together and then trying to take over and get her throne back. So it just sounds awesome, and it's sapphic. So I had to get this one. I'm super excited to read it, but it is so fucking chunky, and I haven't read anything physical in so long, so I'm kind of nervous. But hopefully I can get, oh God, looking at it, like all the names, I'm probably going to need an audiobook. I will pay for one just to get through this, but I'm super excited to read this one. And then my friend Brandy over on Becky's Discord wanted to get me a gift, but the book she wanted to get me was going to cost her a fortune to ship from Canada because, you know, book prices in Canada are awful, and with the conversion, all that. And I said, well, I'll just buy it for myself and then we can read it together. So she wanted Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. So this is also a fantasy. I've heard nothing but good things about this. I believe the author is Indigenous. And so this is supposed to be, I've heard it's just really, really, really good things. So it's like, it involves like gods and goddesses and a female trying to fight back. Like, I don't remember exactly the synopsis. And I've heard from people just to go in blind. And I've also heard nothing but good things about this one as well. And I believe this is book 1 in a series. I don't believe this is a standalone. Not sure about that though. Probably should have checked. But this one's been on my wish list for a while after hearing Jashana talk about it and a couple of other people. So I'm excited to buddy read this one with Brandy. I believe we're both going to audiobook it this month and then just discuss it in the Discord. Okay, so I have 7 more to get through really quick. These are all gifts from other people that just got me 1 book. So first one is from Debbie, who's one of my subscribers. And she says, happy birthday, Bobby. I love watching your videos. Hope you have a wonderful day. And she got me Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazterrica. Sorry if I butchered that. This is on my wish list because, again, a Vicky. This is a horror, a very short horror, and I don't remember what it's about, but I think you're supposed to go in blind, and I believe it has something to do with cannibalism. I just know it's a horror, and it sounded good when Vicky talked about it, so it went on my wish list. Thank you again, Debbie, for this gift. So the next one, still getting to know your reading taste, but I found this one unique and fun. I wanted Castiel to tell you happy birthday, but he just said I don't understand that reference. Happy birthday. So this is from Mel. Castiel is a character in Supernatural. Both Mel and I love Supernatural, so that was that joke. Which means you guys, which actually that's kind of funny, because if you didn't understand the reference and he didn't understand the reference, so wow, that is double funny. But she got me The Library of the Unwritten by AJ Hackwith. This has been on my wish list for a while. And this tells the story of a girl who helps run the library in hell. And it's like you have to organize and repair the books and keeping an eye out, because if you don't, characters from books will get out. And all the books that are in the library of hell are books that are unfinished by their authors, which is also a cool concept. And so I guess a hero escapes from his book and goes in search of its author, and so he must track and capture him with the help of a former muse and current assistant Brevity and the nervous and sweet demon Leto. This just sounds fucking fun. The Library of Hell, chasing characters that jump out of books, sounds like fun to me. So thank you very much, Mel, for getting this one. So this one also had one of the big gift notes, but I remember who this is from. This is from Jessie at The Bookish Mom, which her and I have been, we've been subscribed to each other for a while. We chat now and again, and I really like her content. She reads a lot of fantasy, but she got me The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. Now, okay, I have Malice on my TBR, which I have not read. It's still sitting on my TBR. I've heard good things about that series. That is I think it's a quartet, I believe. And it's kind of gotten traction because I know Jessie from not this Jessie, I believe is Jessie May, and Elle from Elliot Brooks, and I think Alan from the Library of Alexandria. I know a whole bunch of them were reading, or maybe it was just Jessie and Elle were reading the Malice Quartet or whatever. And if I remember right, Jessie really loved it, and Elliot was just kind of like, but she's still pressing on. But this is his new series, and the reason I wanted it was because dragons, and it's about gods fighting and, you know, fantasy stuff and dragons. Sounds good to me. Huge, coarse, thick, chunky fantasy book. But this one I was really excited about. Like, I almost feel like I would like this one better than the Malice series. But we'll see, because I have both of them. I just need to get to them. So thank you very much, Jessie, for this. So next one was a gift from Harry, who is also in Becca's Discord. And they got me The House of Holo by Crystal Sutherland. So I believe I heard about this the most from Cody. When Cody read it, she really liked it. So this is like a thrillery horror. I believe this is YA novel about two sisters who disappear when they're younger, and they disappear into the woods. And then when they come back, their hair is white and their eyes are black, and they're just different. And then one of the sisters disappears again, and it's about finding her and like what happened. If I remember right, that has something to do with Fae, like fucking with them, like dark Fae. Don't know. Sounds interesting. Pretty short. And yeah, when I listened to Cody describe it when she read it, I'm like, okay, now I really have to read this one. So thank you very much, Harry, for this gift. I'm really excited to read this one. This one I also have on hold on audio for my library. And then this came from another one of Becca's patrons in the Patreon, and I'm really sorry that I do not know how to pronounce your name. I know they live, I don't remember if it's Denmark or the Netherlands. Somewhere in Europe, and I apologize. They tend to be pretty quiet in the Discord. They don't speak up very much, but are always present usually in our sprints or the lives that Becca does. And I'm really sorry, but they got me Down Comes the Night by Alison Saft. So I'm gonna try your name, but I'm probably gonna butcher it. Oslog. Again, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. But they got me Down Comes the Night. This is a story about a woman who was part of the Queen's Guard, and she was kind of banished. So she goes to this mansion to be like their personal guard, and there's like paranormal shit and stuff starts going wrong. Haunted mansion, disgraced guard. Sure. Sounds good. That seems to be a lot of things in here. Disgraced royals or guards. But this, I forgot who did I see read this that made me add it. I cannot remember. But at the same time, this one has like a 3.5 star, 3.6 star rating. So I don't know how liked this is, but still, I want to try it for myself and see how I like it. I just need to find the audio because, again, not doing well with the readings of the physical books. But thank you very much again, Oslog. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, for this gift. I really appreciate it. Ooh, next is one of my most anticipated reads of the year. And that's Final Girl Support Group by Greta Hendricks. So excited for this one. This is a gift. So hyped for this. I hope you love it, from Cody. So this is from Cody's Book Corner. But this wasn't for my birthday. Well, maybe it was. I don't remember. We talked about it. She originally pre-ordered this for me around Christmas time. So she got me one that was out. And then she pre-ordered this for me because it was on my wish list way back then for Christmas. knowing it came out 3 days after my birthday. Yeah. So this came 3 days after my birthday. So I count it as a birthday present, even though she ordered it at Christmas time. Does not matter. But of course, this is the new Grady Hendrix. This is about a group of women who are final girls when it came to mass murders or spree killings, and they have their own secret support group to talk about their trauma, and then they start being killed off one by one. Typical Grady Hendrix. So we'll see. From what I heard, I think it was Mel. Mel said that this was more of a thriller than a horror to her, which some of his books are kind of like that. So we'll see, but I'm excited to read this one. It's actually smaller than I thought. But I love Grady Hendrix. Ooh, are there pictures in here? Oh no, it's got mixed media. Awesome, even better. Can't wait to read this one. So thank you, Cody, for pre-ordering this for me back in December. And last but not least, this is from my Last but not least, this is from our sweet cinnamon roll Jamie, who's in the Discord, and we adore Jamie. This one, of course, didn't come with a gift note, so he told me when it arrived, so I had to write on the box. Of course, when I was opening it yesterday, totally ignored it, and then was like, I don't know, this didn't come with a gift note. Let me know if it was it's fucking from Jamie. Because I know he got me something, and everything else was accounted for. But he got me Master of Sorrows by Justin T. Call, and this is a beautiful fucking book. This cover is just gorgeous. Now it makes me want to look, the naked hardback isn't anything. But this I heard from for the first time on Ashley from Frolic Through Fiction. I heard it up. She talked about it on her channel. She read it and loved it. It is ginormous. And this is first in a series, I believe. And the only thing I needed to know about this is about a boy who I believe he has some kind of magic, and his parents were murdered because of it. And he kind of went into hiding, and then he got taken to this school, and they don't know who he is. But from what I understand, it's like a villain school. Like, it makes people into villains, or he has to make the choice to either be a hero or a villain, because he's starting to realize what they're teaching him is wrong. So they're actually the villains, something like that. It just sounded really, really awesome. I also want to read this on audio because it is thick and dense, and it's a big book. But thank you so much, Jamie, for getting me this. I was excited and intrigued to read this one after hearing Ashley talk about it. Okay, guys, that's it. That is my birthday book haul. Thank you so much again for anybody who got me a gift. I appreciate it. You guys don't have to do that. Now I gotta find places for all this to go. My shelves are pretty tight. Like, I should probably start getting rid of shit that I don't really need to keep, but then once you get to that point, then all your shelves are shit you want to keep or stuff you haven't read and you need to get to. I'm really excited. I've got some of these all ready to go. And today, I'm going to start one today. I think I'm going to start Black Sun today. Brandy's starting it, so I need to start it so we're kind of together. But again, thank you so much to anybody who got me a birthday gift. I really appreciate it. This was a pretty good birthday this year. 37 feels pretty much the same as 30, only my kids are older and my body hurts more. That's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so very much for all of your gifts. Bye.